Welcome into another episode of 4th and 5 presented by Ortho Arkansas. And what I'm about to show you on tape may get under your skin a little bit, may get your blood boiling a little bit, make you hot. Eli Drinkwitz, the head coach of Missouri, I really felt like he gave his players the green light to, I don't know how else to put this, just be pricks. You're going to see it all over the tape. I really think he had conversations with this entire team saying, let's get under these guys' skin and see if we can get a reaction out of them. It's all over the tape. I'm going to show you a few examples here in just a second. I'm also going to talk about where I think Arkansas fell short. Penalties, third down, just once again, missed opportunities. I'm also going to highlight a few things. After going back and watching the tape, I don't really think Arkansas played that bad. They just had unfortunate situations pop up at the worst time, especially when it came to turnovers that ultimately led them to lose this game. I'm also going to show you things that I wish would happen as the game progresses about making adjustments in real time and not making the same mistake twice. All this I'm going to show here in this breakdown. Before we get into it, I want to just let y'all know a little bit more about our presenting sponsor, Ortho Arkansas. Always continuing to do their part, making sure everybody is in a position to live their best life. I know a lot of people may have some orthopedic needs. It may be a shoulder. It may be your hip. You know, Coach Sam Pittman finally trying to get that hip worked on. I know people got other things going on as well. Ortho Arkansas, they cover it all things orthopedic. So it doesn't matter if you're an athlete or not. If you have something that's nagging you, just reach out to Ortho, and they'll make sure they point you in the right direction. I'm telling you, the right direction is at Ortho Arkansas. All right, let's go ahead and get into this tape and what I was talking about, where I felt like the head coach for Missouri gave the green light for his guys to just be annoying. And I commend Arkansas for a lot of restraint, because I know some guys I played with, there'll probably be a fight going out on the field. We're going to go ahead and start right here. I'm going to show you a few examples. Take a look at Landon Jackson going up against this right tackle. This is going to be a run play, and after Landon kind of gets off his feet and he gets pushed by, you can see him right there. That's perfectly fine, all right? But it's the little extra things after. It is all over tape. It's just always a little bit more that I felt like it was a little crossing the line and just playing a little bit dirty, all right? You can let that slide a few times, but when it keeps popping up, now, I'm not condoning violence by any means, but something needs to be addressed. But you can see right here as I press play, just a little bit extra push right there. Now you can see Metcalf come on and say, whoa, 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 what are we doing here? Guy puts his hands up, trying to act all innocent. But the same drive, just a few plays later, the right tackle, again, take a look at him at the top of your screen. You know, I said this is why it's really good to go back and watch tape, because you don't see this stuff live. But you can see right there, locked in. Now, some people say he's just finishing a block. By this time, the whistle's been blown. All right? And watch this finish up top. You know, just a little bit dirty. These little things, they really start adding up for players of saying, okay, I'm going to remember that next time, right tackle. Let's get to the offensive side of the ball. It shows up here as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at who do we got right here. Yeah, you're going to see – I believe this is Kudus at the end of the play. Now, number 30, this is the dude who got into a scuffle. I'm going to show you here in a little bit. This dude, I feel like this is his personality, is to push that narrative and try to get a reaction out of players. You can see right here, play is over. Pretty normal, then does that little jerk. I get it. It's short. It's small. It's just players like that are just poking the bear. And you can see same drive or same quarter. Right here, we're going to take a look at Marion Harris. And some of this stuff, like I said, I just felt like the conversation was had to have these players push the narrative. You can see right here, Marion Harris licking off just an unnecessary little shove right here. Check this out. See that right there? I know a couple players. I can point out one. I played with a guy named DeMarcus Love. That would have been a fight. I know it seems small, but that right there would have been a fight. So I ain't gonna let you punk me like that. If not a fight, at least a shove back and maybe a flag, at least indicating we're not gonna go for that all day. Now, like I said, there are a few plays I'm gonna show you later that, or maybe a little bit later in the week, where I think Arkansas did respond to all this BS, but they did it in the right way. They did it between the whistles. the way that it's supposed to be done. Missouri did a lot of stuff after the whistle. This is the exact same play. I just paused it, and I highlighted Tesla right here. Look at this guy. It's going to be super quick. Tesla walking back to the huddle. This guy literally hits him in the back of the head. You'll see it right now. See that hit in the back of the head. You may have to go back and watch it. He's walking by and just hits him in the back of the head. Little things like that, man, be driving me crazy. And hey, this thing just keeps going. The Razorbacks on defense right here. Now, I think a lot of people saw this live in person, but their top receiver, who up until this point didn't even have one catch, has a nice little swing at Slaughter right here, right there in the face. Now, he didn't retaliate, which I'm glad he didn't. But once again, you can tell it just keeps going. Now, this is, like I said, I pointed out number 30. Just starting stuff. See him right here highlighted with Luke. Let's go ahead and press play. Just Luke's already moved on, and then he just goes for the face, grabs his face mask, won't let it go, gets into a scuffle. First of all, number 30, correct me if I'm wrong. I think this dude has been here 7 years. All right, you're not that guy. All right. I know some coaches on your staff, and I know they coach up their guys right, and I got a lot of respect for the coaches on their staff. But come on, man, you've been playing college football for 7 years. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. That's just what I heard. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But if I'm right, this is what somebody like that has to do to – y'all know what I'm trying to say. All right, let's go ahead and keep it rolling. You see right here, Luke has already done with the block, already looking towards the ball. Now, Luke, I know you are a nice guy, and you wouldn't expect anything like this, but let this be a lesson learned. Protect yourself at all times on that football field. I hate that you would have to do it in a situation like this when a guy's just being a prick. But in this situation right here, Luke, I know you about 6'4", 250. And that nice guy, this is when you got to push him to the side and say, all right, let me go and handle this little man real quick. If Luke wanted to, I really do feel like he could have put this guy down. But you see right here, just a shot to the face, grabs his face mask, and just escalating situations at all. So all this going on leads to a personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct. And then this is what's interesting, all right? This is a personal foul of your guys doing something stupid, and it's going to set up Arkansas for a touchdown. And I looked at Eli Drinkwood's face. This is what makes me believe he told his players, push that line. Doesn't seem concerned at all. Kind of, in my opinion, has a little smirk to him about it. Not one bit concerned after a personal foul like that. Most coaches would have that guy come to the sideline and say, what the hell are you doing? You're hurting the team. They're driving down about to score. He doesn't seem to be bothered at all. So that was some interesting things I just wanted to start this off with. And we still got a ton more to get to about the things that I felt like really put Arkansas in a bad spot. And most of it's going to be third downs. I think we were 3 for 11. You have to be more efficient on third down. Also, when it comes to penalties, we got all that coming up. But before we move on to the breakdown, I'm going to go ahead and get to our sponsor who makes this breakdown possible. And I cannot ask y'all enough to really give time to pay attention to what I'm about to show you right now, because Sam Sawyer over there at Riser Harness, I finally had an opportunity to go out and meet him in person. Dude is legit as they come. And like, I don't try to tell people to go buy a car from this person, that person, this person, but I will tell you, if you want somebody who is going to be honest with you and actually has your best interest at heart, yes, they're trying to make deals, trying to feed their families, all that good stuff. But this dude, he is the real deal. So I had a really great opportunity. It really would mean a lot if y'all take time to watch this entire thing. And me sitting down with Sam and having a chance to check out the dealership out there in Searcy, Arkansas. Then we'll come back and go ahead and continue the rest of this breakdown with still stuff on tape that it's gonna leave you scratching your head of figuring out why we just can't get this figured out. All right, Sam, finally get to see you in person. First of all, you're jacked. All right, I had no idea. Man. You're yoked up. You look good, man.
Well, I mean, you looking good too, bro. I hear you talking all the time on TV about how you need to lose. No, you look good.
Oh,
man.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. All right, let's get into it. I'm here. I wanted to come to Searcy, see this for myself. Like I said, Last week we talked about some personal stuff, and I thought it was awesome. And I feel like the more people can learn about you and your business that you're representing, the better it is for everybody. So tell me more about where we are here today.
Yeah, you're here in Searcy, Arkansas. Is this your first time here?
First time.
Welcome.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
We love having new people come into town and visit. But yeah, you're here at Riser Harness Ford. We're here on Janet Drive, just across from the new academy here in Searcy. It's just on the right out by the interstate.
Yeah, so when I was pulling in, I actually had a chance to see you interact with the potential customer. Just walk us through that process of how that started and how did it go?
Oh, it went great. So Colby was his name. I'm glad he came by today. He works in the medical field, and those people are so dear to us.
Yeah.
That's why we offer additional rebates to those individuals that are out in the medical field, because they mean so much to the community.
Yeah.
But Colby's looking for a vehicle. He travels 50,000 miles a year.
Wow.
So we're going to try to hook him up with the right kind of thing. But the thing is, his situation warrants that we may have to wait a little bit.
Okay.
Because he writes his vehicles off just for our business owners and so forth.
Okay.
They take the depreciation. Of course, this year that depreciation's already hit. So when those new year models come out, that'll be the right time for him to come see us.
Okay, and then also too, people just think you just come here to the car, man. Y'all offer a lot more. I mean, I've been so impressed with this facility. Tell us about y'all's crown jewel, you would say.
So just like today, where you got to go back and meet our service people and our parts people, and you went back into the shop and walked around, we do that with all of our potential customers. You don't even have to buy from us, but we want you to come in and meet our service department. That's our pride and joy back there.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people that buy from all over the state from different dealers. Like I told you earlier, we have about 13,000 unique customers that come to us just for the service department.
Yeah.
That's how well known we are in the state. And so we're very proud of that. And we believe that that goes into retaining our customer base and really keeping Searcy and Arkansas and Arkansas.
Yeah, Sam, love it. I appreciate it. It's weird because signing off right here, because usually I push the button on my computer, but now we're here in person, all right? I'm going to stick out here in Searcy. They got a new little restaurant, open it up across the street. This place to be. And once again, I'm going to put the location up on the screen. People got to come and check this out. Sam, I appreciate you as always. Any last thing you want to tell a potential buyer?
I appreciate you for coming and seeing us.
I'll take it. Yeah.
And I would invite anybody, no matter what the drive is, come see us. It's worth the drive. There's a lot of people that can beat our advertised prices, but nobody's going to beat our out-the-door process. That's a guarantee.
I love it, Sam. Appreciate you, man.
All right. Thanks,
All right,
DJ.
let's get it.
Take care.
Once again, I want to thank Sam for everything he's done this entire football season, that is, making sure that we could continue this breakdown. Thank you so much, Sam, and everything that you've done. And, yeah, you're jacked, dude. Dude's big, man. It caught me off guard seeing him in person for the first time. All right, let's go and get into the third downs. And just inefficient. Now, this is the one that was a big changer in the game. 3rd and 8, and Talon, ball security in the pocket, just once again, Feldus right here, ends up fumbling the ball. And this is what kind of catches me off guard about presence in the pocket. You can see right here, I have number 15 highlighted. He's escaping the pocket because he knows pressure is coming from behind. So at this point, if it were me, I would have an indicator because he's not looking to throw the ball down the field right here. He's now a runner. Ball security has to be the highest priority, especially just escaping the pocket because pressure flushed you out. You have to know those guys are very close behind you in your proximity. And just the ball security here is just not anywhere close to where it needs to be. This is shocking to me, especially when you look at how far he has this ball away from his body. Evades the pressure. He knows those guys are right there. Look at that thing, carrying it like a loaf of bread. And like I said, that was on 3rd down, and that was going to be the thing I talked about, going 3 for 11 on 3rd down. Let's look at a couple more 3rd downs before I think we had opportunities to do a little bit better. Take a look at this 3rd and 6 right now. Talon wanted to throw this ball much deeper. Now, he ends up throwing it to Tesla, but once again, we've talked about this a lot. Take a look at this linebacker, okay? And this is something that I think if Talon really looks at film, and I know this is more the nitpicky stuff of what I believe quarterbacks can start doing, at least elite quarterbacks. Once again, we talked about it last week, using their eyes to manipulate the defense. This defender right now is in the way of a dig route that Armstrong is running right behind him. You're going to see it here in just a second. But Talon, knowing that that's where he wants to throw, because he wants to throw beyond the sticks to make sure he picks up this 1st down. He doesn't want to throw it to Tesla, and if he does, he knows he's probably going to get tackled for a loss. So he's sitting there waiting for this window to open. Him knowing that and seeing Armstrong behind him, this is where, if he is elite, he can really go ahead and look off to the right, because right now that would manipulate that linebacker to open up that window. That's why sometimes in the NFL you see some of these quarterbacks kind of look here and throw right there. Great example, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers used to do it all the time. Now, I know this high praise of quarterbacks, but to a degree, he can at least look off and then snap his eyes back and get it to Armstrong. So I think this is great learning tape for him, because that's how you get that guy out of the way and open up that window. You can see right here, Armstrong coming up open right there. You see him. Would have been a great opportunity to pick up a first down if he uses his eyes to manipulate that throwing window. All right, let's go and get to another third down right here. This is 3rd and 3. And once again, you can see these are supposed to be the easy ones. And I will say Talon made some pretty impressive throws this game. I'm going to show you a few of those a little bit later in this breakdown. But this one right here, 3rd and 3, 4th quarter, you got to have it. Got to have it. And now this was an interesting point. I don't have this kind of in the breakdown, but he ends up throwing behind throwing behind Armstrong. You see it right here. It should have been an easy routine catch. 3rd and 3, 4th quarter. Isaiah Satania does a great job getting a pick, a legal pick, of really selling the route right here and open up that window for Andrew Armstrong. Great play design, knowing it's going to be man-to-man coverage. Just got to complete that ball. But back to the point I was kind of talking about on that 3rd and 3. We ended up punting right there. I probably would have went for it in that situation. It is what it is. Let's look at another 3rd down. This is from the 1st quarter, 3rd and 7. This is going to get into like a 4-down territory situation. Now, this ball gets batted. You're going to see it by the defensive lineman. And this is something that they did a lot. There was a lot of batted balls. And I'll let Grant talk a little bit more about this. But anytime an offensive lineman sees a defender about to leave his feet and jump up to try to bat a ball down, they have to make them pay. I'm talking about shots in the gut, shots trying to almost cut them and make them, fall down. If you do that repeatedly, it's going to prevent these guys from jumping all day long. You have to make these guys pay if they leave their feet. That should be ingrained as almost a reflex whenever a defensive lineman jumps. And like I said, we'll let Grant talk a little bit more about that. All right, let's go ahead and keep it rolling. Ball was batted down. And as I bring up Grant before I get into this 4th down, I want to let a lot of people know, offensive line, there's a lot of things on tape that I saw that were awesome. I mean, our rushing game, you can't complain about the way that went. I'm going to let Grant talk more about that in his breakdown to give that some real good justice like it deserves. And same thing on the defensive side of the ball. So many clips that I could show of some amazing football. I'm going to leave that for Matt Harris to really break all that down so he can give that the justice that it deserves. And so don't think I forgot about y'all. Some very good clips there. I just want to make sure the guys who know it best really break it down so people can see some good football that was put on that field Saturday. All right, here we go. Let's get to a 4th and 7 right here. And this is where the little things matter. Like I said, this is early in the 1st quarter. Great opportunity to keep this drive alive and try to get some points on the board. You're going to take a look at Isaiah Satania right here. He is the number 3 receiver. He's going to run like a little over-the-ball type route, but he has to get past the sticks. This is the important part. But you're going to see him start looking back right about now on plays like this. He has to understand I have to get past the sticks, put my foot in the ground, and then snap my head around and expect the ball to be there as soon as I snap my head around. When he does this right here and he looks back at the quarterback, this is the indicator for these defenders to start closing in, all right? And a play like this, it's going to be bang, bang. You have to give yourself as much space and as much time as possible, and you just have to trust the concept. You see Talon, by the time you look, Talon should already be here at the latest. It'd be nice if the ball was already in the air by the time you're looking. But as soon as Isaiah Satania looks back, then he starts drifting past the 1st down marker right into the defenders, and they close the gap. They get their hand right in there. And so I'm not going to put this one on Talon about getting the ball out earlier. I think Isaiah could have did a little bit better with the small mechanics of his route running right here. Just looked back way too early, allowed those guys to close the gap. that just comes with a deeper level of understanding of the concepts on offense and trusting that the ball will be there as soon as you turn around. It takes time to get to that level. All right, turn the ball over on downs on that 4th and 7. All right, so that was the thing. And then we get into the other thing that really plagued this team, penalties. You can see right here, I'm just going to kind of roll through these. You got Dre tied in, jumping off sides. You got another one right here, Landon Jackson, I believe, jumping off sides. Right here, you can't jump off sides. This is 3rd and 10. A chance to try to hold them to a field goal. Ends up giving them a free play. You see it right there. Takes a shot. Doesn't get it on this one. They line right back up and do the same thing, kind of like a little hard count. And then we jump off sides again. You see our D tackle right here. This is 3rd and 5. Gave him another free play. Now, I don't know if we were in the neutral zone on that one, but then you get the PI. 2 penalties back-to-back, put them in scoring position to go ahead and score. And this one right here, a great run by Taylon Green. Luke Has gets called for a hold right here, and Luke was complaining. This was funny if you're at the stadium. The head official forgot to turn his mic off, and he was telling Luke, you got to let him go. You got to let him go. This one's a little nitpicky. I know I get nitpicky, but referees, give me some slack on this one. You can see Luke really look for it. I think it's when the guy tried to turn around, which made them throw the flag. That one was close, but this one right here is too obvious, and you can't do this as an offensive lineman. If you get beat, so be it. All right? If you get tackled right there, it's fine. But you get a holding call and push your team 10 yards back, different ball game. And this one's too obvious right here. And honestly, don't even need it. You go in for score. Take a look at Braun right here. The guy comes back across his face, and then he reaches out and just grabs him. You have to know the officials are going to be right there looking right at it. Grabs him, guy throws his hands up in the air. Now, we eventually do go on and score on this drive, but you can't count on that every single time. All right, and then let's get to that play I was talking about Landon Jackson. This, I think, was the turning point of the game when he got hurt. Because once he got out, you started seeing Missouri do a little bit better with their rushing attack. Because you got guys, we talk about pass rusher Landon Jackson. He's actually really efficient in the run game. He does a great job with his hips in the run game, getting full extension and really shooting the gaps. And he may not get tackles for a loss all the time, but he's taking up 2 guys sometimes and leaving his linebackers free to make plays. Look at this right here. You talk about this is what we've seen on tape to make them believe he's going to be have a future in the NFL. Shoots through the gap right here, busts and then gets a nice little, very tough position, still able to get this tackle for a loss on 3rd and 1. That's a big time play. Really missed his impact in stopping the run when he went out. And then let's get to another turning point in the game. Obviously, we get the fumble by Jaquindon Jackson, and this is where things kind of went downhill. You can see we're up by 4, but even then, I think we just got the ball back after a good little defensive drive, and then this happens, and then defense gets on the field, okay? And this is what's interesting, all right? First play out the gate, you get a nice, what we thought was a touchdown run, but you see right here, there's a hold on Sorey, so this gets called back. You're going to be at a 2nd and 20, all right? And as we're at a 1st and 20. And now you get a chance to really kind of put them in a tough position to try to put points on the board and maintain your lead, hopefully hold them to a field goal. And then I'm going to let this play out right here. This was a big-time hit. Like I said, I may go ahead and give this guy a baseball bat because this was clutch. Take a listen. Oh, wait. Sorry. I say take a listen. I forgot when I put graphics on the screen, it pauses. All right, now let's go ahead and track him, and now let's take a listen. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to love that. Coming in there, laying the wood. Now you got them at a 2nd and 20 and a chance to really do something special right here. And this is where it gets interesting. All right. This was fascinating to see on tape and something I hope that we can learn from. So now they're in a situation. Now we're in a situation where it's going to be 2nd and 20. And before I show that play, I'm going to go all the way back to the first quarter. Okay. And you're going to see Missouri lined up in a formation. And the reason I'm going to show this play is they're going to run the exact same play. And when plays like this happen and your defense is so out of place, you need to have conversations on the sideline of making sure that doesn't happen again as the game goes on. It should be happening that quick. What happened on that play? That guy came wide open. Everyone just got out of place. Okay, when you see the same formation, make sure we handle it next time. They got three receivers to the right. The tight end is kind of tucked up close to the line of scrimmage. And then they're going to send number 0 in motion. The reason I'm being so specific is because they have the exact same players in the exact same formation when I go back to that series, which they end up scoring on that 2nd and 20. And so this guy comes in motion. And what they're going to do right here is going to run a bootleg or a naked. They call it so many things. And they're going to end up throwing it to the short receiver, but you're going to see that action. All these linebackers are flowing so heavy and don't see any of this developing right here. They let both guys get right by him. He really had an option to throw it to either one of these tight ends, and then he gets an easy first down, almost their biggest gain of the game. So here we go. Another situation. Now we go back to that 2nd and 20. Exact same formation, exact same player going in motion. They're going to run the exact same play. And defensively, we reacted the exact same way. You hate to see things like this on tape because it makes me feel like the conversations aren't happening on the sideline. If they are, they're not registering to our players to make the adjustments that quick. And like I said, this was a very hard play to watch because we got him at a 2nd and 20. You're going to see all the exact same graphics on the screen. Like I said, it's the exact same play. All those defenders, once again, going with the flow. And then you're going to have two guys, just like last time, wide open. He had an option to throw it to either one. And then he ends up getting all of that yardage back and puts them right back in the game. They end up going to score on that drive. And I'm going to go ahead and keep that theme going. All right. So that touchdown when he ran right through the middle of our defense, I think Drinkwitz saw a little piece where we were struggling because he would do a great job in coverage, or at least Arkansas would. But now we're dealing with a quarterback who can throw and run just as well. And so he started saying, okay, let's go ahead and throw a couple of design runs, but I want to make sure I open up the middle of the field. You can see it right here. You got two out routes and then the guys on the outside. The key to this is try to open up the middle of the field. And you're going to see that happen right here. Like I said, this is in the third quarter. They've already done this maybe 2 or 3 other times before this point in the game. But you see, all they're worried about right now is this defender. And they have a lineman coming up to block him. It's a 3-down front. And the play I'm going to show you next is going to be a running back. But, yeah, once again, they just saw it happen. Exact same play call, exact same design, just trying to open up the middle of the field because they knew it was a weak spot in our defense if we didn't make the adjustment. Design run all the way and ends up going for a touchdown. Put them ahead to the point to where that was the one that won the game for them. Now, this would be awesome. All right. So this linebacker responsible for this running back, I'm assuming in man-to-man coverage. It would be nice if he could maybe decipher if he's going to go out on a route or if he's blocking. Real time, I bet that's very tough. Idealistically, it'd be nice if he knew that and shedded this block and at least made a tackle right here and didn't let him run for a touchdown because after him, there's no one else. But I understand maybe what he's thinking in this situation, that he has this running back man-to-man and he wants to make sure he doesn't go out on a route. Yeah, that was just a tough one to watch right there. But I think we showed enough on tape for them to go ahead and call that play, and they felt pretty good about it, and they did it quite often during the game. All right, let's go ahead and get into the last drive, and I want to talk about, not the last drive, a few before the last drive. I want to talk about this guy right here, Andrew Armstrong. You see him right there, just made an incredible catch and took a hit out on the field. I saw this happen live, and you could tell he was a little woozy before he got up. But take a look at this catch. Are you kidding me? The defender does a great job of putting his hand right in between both of his hands and tries to knock it out. So he just pulls it away with one hand. I mean, Andrew Armstrong, I mean, he's as good as he gets. It really is. He's been playing great football all season long. I think that hit right there, maybe on the ground, it may be re-injuring an injury he had against La Tech, I believe. I can't remember if it was La Tech or someone else. but he had a neck injury. I felt like he did, and maybe re-aggravated it. But you could see very slow getting off the field, and I wasn't sure if he was going to come back. Okay, so Arkansas gets the ball back, and as a few plays go on, and when I say a few, maybe one or two, I noticed something that was pretty special. All right, take a look at the sideline right here. Andrew Armstrong is already buckling his helmet back up, saying, I got to get in this damn game. You don't see that a lot nowadays, especially with guys who got potential to go to the next level. All right. Understand, I need to get out there ASAP. I'm sure trainers were saying, hey, chill, chill. You could see his demeanor wanting to get back out. Runs onto the field, and you can see him at the top of your screen. And this even gets more special, in my opinion. They go to him, and he ends up dropping the ball. All right. So getting banged up, coming to you. Drop the ball. Again, it was a bang play, but I think he has the ability to make catches like that. And so I'm not going to cut him any slack because I just think he's that good. But he doesn't let stuff like that get into his head. And then you get to this 4th and 8. And once again, just showing up for your team, Talon stepping up in the pocket, throwing off of one leg, and Andrew just making an incredible full extended catch, gets up right there. You see that little pose right there? I may mess around. I'm trying to think. What could I got to put that on a T-shirt. That's it right there. I'm gonna start doing that everywhere I go. If I was crazy, I'd get a tattoo. But no, I ain't gonna do all that. Really appreciate what he's done to the University of Arkansas, and he's been fun to watch. That was a great play. But speaking of that great play, you can't talk about that play without talking about the throw. Look at this. Off one foot, cross your body, and a dime. Look at that. Right into the hands. This is where it gets interesting with Talon Green. I mean, I'm with you. Sometimes I'm like, Talon, what the hell is happening? And then I start seeing stuff like this of understanding he has the ability to be this type of quarterback. Why is it taking so long for him to do this consistently? I'll just keep it rolling. Look at this 2nd and 9. He wants to get this ball to Armstrong. A very tough ball all the way toward the sideline. There's a guy over the top. There's only one place you can put this, and he puts it exactly where it needs to be. Just an incredible throw. Great catch. Another situation right here. 4th and 13. Throws it right on the money to Tesla going across the field. Crunch time situation. 3rd and 10. Another one. Fades away from it. Avoids the pressure coming up and through the middle of the pocket. Throws a dime to Andrew Armstrong. And then another one right here. 2nd and 10. This is all the same drive, y'all. All the same drive. Steps up. Falling off, throws off of one leg. Oh, look at that. This happened so fast. I don't think people realize how impressive of a throw that was. I mean, gave him an opportunity to tie the game right there. Throwing off of one leg, avoiding pressure. You'll see it a little bit better from this angle. But that's a big time throw. And that's what gets me with Talon Green as we go ahead and wrap up those plays right there. The inconsistency, yes, I know it's a struggle for a lot of people, as it should be, but you see those plays right there. So the question is, could he potentially, after another year with Coach Petrino, make that happen more often than not? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. I'm more of a show me type guy. And like I said, I know a lot of guys on the team watch this podcast, and you got to show me. You got to show yourself. You got to show the coaches. You got to show the fan base. If that's the type of player you are and you can make those plays, then do it. But I just don't know because I haven't seen it on a consistent basis yet. We've seen flashes. And so that'll be interesting moving forward in that regard. But another thing that is interesting, which is an area I really don't like to get into, is going to be the future of the Razorbacks. I've had a lot of text messages sent my way, a lot of things on Twitter and Instagram talking about the head coaching situation. I heard today, and this is all speculation. I heard today that Barry Odom is in the conversation of being the next head coach and keeping Petrino on. But the only way that happens is if Coach Sam Pittman decides to retire. It would not shock me at all if Sam Pittman decides to retire after this year. To be honest, with the way the landscape of college football has changed, I think for a coach like Sam Pittman, who's a little bit more old school, I could see him mentally struggling with the conversations that need to have now, or that need to be had now with players, and not being able to keep guys. Always worried about guys transferring if they're not happy for a game or two, and it's just a different type of college football that I think he grew up on, and what made him be a great offensive line coach and then have success early as a head coach. But today's landscape is just so much different, and I would not be shocked at all if he decided to retire after this year. Like I said, he got a great lake house in Hot Springs. He's a big family guy. I know he wants to spend time with family, and quite frankly, I think he's just tired of all this BS day in and day out of what comes with the new landscape of college football. Now, if he sticks around, he sticks around. It is what it is, and we'll see what happens with that. And do I think we can continue to grow on the offensive production and defensive production that we've had? Yes. But you just need somebody also in place that will embrace this new era of NIL and really, unfortunately, have to get away from these old school things of I'm going to grow and develop a player, but you have to get to it now. That's just a decision that he has to make. And so, as far as speculation of me saying should he or should he not be the head coach, that's just a game I don't like to play. We'll just see how things pan out, and then we'll talk about it as soon as we hear something. But once again, would not be shocked if that's what happens. And the thing about it, stuff like that happens sooner than later. So I would expect this week to maybe hear something when it comes to a statement being saying or said that he's going to continue to be our head coach or they're moving on. That's how quickly all these things happen. Always appreciate y'all watching 4th and 5. I know it's a little bit extended edition here today, but it's all good. Another thank you to our sponsor, Razor Harness, Sam Sawyer, that is, and the crew out there. Everybody out there was super nice. Glad to meet them. And another thanks to Ortho Arkansas. And y'all stick around the rest of the week. Much to break down, a lot to talk about. This is where it gets interesting. A lot of moving parts in college football, and we're going to be on top of it all, at least for the University of Arkansas is concerned. Players going in, players coming out. Portal. It's all about to get crazy. Sit back, buckle your seatbelt, and it's just the new wild, wild west of college football. Appreciate y'all watching 4th and 5. Y'all have a great day.